Tuesday. So Travis, whenever you're ready, we can just start.
Okay. Hola, bienvenidos a todos. Yo soy Travis Warren, soy el gerente señor de Asuntos Públicos y Relaciones Comunitarias de Coca-Cola Beverages Florida. Es un placer estar aquí. Coca Florida is pleased to partner with Camacol for a second year in a row during Hispanic Heritage Month to offer this free 4-week small business workshop series. The primary goal is to present you with new tools to help grow your business. Y ahora, por favor, permíteme presentarles Rosalba Zepeta, CEO and co-founder of IQ Digital. Rosalba.
Muchas gracias, Travis. Well, our goal today is to show you how you can benefit from the digital marketing tools and how these tools can help your business objectives. Our first presenter today is Nicolás Cárdenas. Nicolás is Client Solutions Manager at Facebook. I'm pretty sure everybody knows Facebook. And he has been kind enough to accept the invitation to help us understand the value of Facebook to bring it to your business and the platform. Nicolás, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Rosalba. Thank you very much, Travis and Camacol and Coca-Cola. For us, it's an honor to be part of this sort of presentations in order to provide everyone, small and medium businesses and even large ones, with the right tools for them to move to digital marketing, because this is sort of a new world. And our presentation today is about how to build creatives that can help you drive your business goals. So when you think about Facebook, you need to think not only about Facebook as a platform, but also our family of apps. When you do some advertising on Facebook, you're advertising mainly not only on Facebook, but also on Instagram. And the tips that we're gonna give you today and the information that we're gonna give you today will adapt to everything related to the way people are interacting with their mobile phones, because more than 95% of all the impressions that are generated on Facebook family of apps are doing through a mobile device. And the name of this presentation is the speed of feed, because it's basically how people, what's the speed at which people are using their phones. And that's why we changed that from the speed of feed to the speed of people. So the first thing that we need to realize is that our brains are really, really fast. And we think about how fast it is that we're able to process an image in 13 milliseconds. So how many of you saw an image before I switch the slide? Can anyone tell me, anyone saw something? No one saw that cute little puppy really fast there?
No.
I think
yes, now it is.
Okay. So the eternity of 1 second, that lasts us less than 13 milliseconds. So there's a study that said that MIT was trying to understand how long it took for someone to process a thought. And in 2001, before all this era of mobile devices, they realized that it took 0.3 seconds. And then they did the same study and in 2014, and they realized that you're able to process a thought in 0.03 seconds. After that, they did a different study to understand how long it takes to process an image, and it took 0.013 seconds, and that's amazing. That's really fast. Since people tend to say, "Oh, Nicolás, this is not true. Sometimes I think it takes longer or whatever." Today, I'm going to do a study with all of you. So what I will need for you is your attention to see if you're able to process this amount of words, this amount of letters in just the smallest possible amount of seconds. So let me know when you're ready. Are you all seeing the screen? Okay, let's see this. Okay, so many of you, when growing up, they sell you a lot of courses so for you to be able to read 500 words per minute. Now, with our mobile devices, we're able to do that. because the trend of acceleration and the capacity of us to read without needing to, you know, switch pages and only focus on our cell phones give us that capacity. And probably you're thinking, well, why is this important? Well, this is important because what we're getting from people when we're delivering ads, when we're doing marketing campaigns on a digital device, is getting their attention. And if there's something that we need to adapt nowadays, is this, that now the scarce resource that we have, it's attention from people. And just to provide an example and to provide some context, between the beginning of the time and 2003, we generated about 5 billion gigabytes of information. Nowadays, we generate 5 billion of gigabytes of information every 10 minutes. So for us to get attention from people, we need to compete against all this information that we're generating every 10 minutes. So what I want to give you today is tools and options for you to build ads that adapts to this way of people interacting with their mobile devices. So just to provide some context, how many of you use your mobile devices on a daily basis? I can imagine everyone, right? So I want to congratulate you, because on a daily basis, you're basically doing a lot of exercise with your thumb. You're thumbing through 300 feet of content every day. This means that your thumb all the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty every day, only with your thumb. That's what you're doing every day that you interact with a phone. So when you build creative, when you build content for Facebook, for Instagram, and for our family of apps, you need to build content that will make people stop on the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty. And this is why we call that the speed of feet is the same as the speed of people. We're used to build creative for probably TV, where your brand comes as a hero in the end of the spot. We tend to build 30-second spots that generate that type of behavior. However, if I show you a 30-second ad on a mobile device, you will think it's a 2-hour ad. That doesn't mean you can do that. It means that you need to adapt that to the way people interact with mobile devices. And I'm going to give you a few examples. Don't take these examples as the exact recipe of what you need to do. Just take them as a way for you to understand the way people watch videos on our devices. And the first example comes from Zach King. He's sort of an influencer on our platforms, and he does this type of videos that are really short videos in which it takes only 6 seconds to get your attention. What's the important part of these videos? That this type of videos generate almost 450,000 views in a matter of seconds and generate a lot of interaction, 800,000 comments. Take into account two things here. First, that the video lasts for 6 seconds, and second, that you can understand this video without without having any sort of sound. In Facebook, we believe that you need to create content that it's built for sound off and it can delight with sound on. Now, let's think about Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray has a TV program, a cooking TV program that usually lasts for 45 minutes. At first, she tried to build the same program for our mobile devices. And then she understood that if she wants to win on mobile platforms, she needs to reduce the amount of time from 45 minutes to 45 seconds. So she built this sort of content, which is really, really common from BuzzFeed and this type of content. By doing this change, Rachel's show increased their views from 1.2 million to 11 million views. This is 10 times X by adapting her content to the way people navigate in our platform. Look at some details. Look at the zoom at the product. Look how she's showing like the pancake is like the center. Look how she supports her material with sort of words and text that help people understand what she's doing. Greek yogurt, the name of each and every product. This is adapting to the mobile devices. This is adapting on how people navigate in our platforms. A third example comes from the Washington Post when they changed the way they do interviews. So basically they switched a 60-minute interview from Obama into a 90 seconds interview, including the most important content. Does this mean that you need to reduce the full interview to 90 seconds? Of course not. This means that most of the people on mobile devices will basically watch the 90 seconds. And those that are really interested in watching the full interview will then move to have the full experience somewhere else. What this means is we don't need to make people watch, we don't need make everyone to watch a 60-minute interview. We just need to build content that it's mobile friendly for people to watch those 90 seconds. And then if someone wants to watch the full interview, they can do it somewhere else, even within a phone or even with a TV experience. In this case, the 60-minute length has 1,500 total complete views, while the 90 seconds one have 5.6 million people watching it completely, which is adapting an interview to the way people interact with our mobile devices. Now, I want to show you an example from BBC Earth. This is kind of one that shows you that you don't need to build only 6 seconds videos. You can be larger ones. This is the example that you're going to see comes from Planet Earth 2, which is one of the most important programs from BBC America. Basically, they were able to build this creative that I'm going to show you and generated over 10 million views for a 2-minute video, which is quite amazing. 2 minutes in social platform is like way long time. However, they were able to build content that even though it was longer than the 6 seconds or the 30 seconds that we recommended previously, they were able to build something that lasted. Let's take a look at this and let's see what are the main aspects of this creative.
Wow, Nico, how long it is?
Oh.
So cute.
So the good news is that Iguana made it. But again, 2 minutes, even with this amazing content, 2 minutes things like 100 years on a mobile device. So you might be telling me, okay, but Nico, this is okay, this is fine, but why are you telling me this? Like, why is this important for me as a brand, for us as a business? Well, this is really important because we have seen a lot of brands that has an amazing strategy to build, to generate marketing campaigns on Facebook, on Instagram, but they lack of the capacity to build creatives that adapt to the way people behave in our platforms. So the main goal of this presentation is to, like, the main message that we want to share with you is to build for people where they are, not where they were. They're not in TV anymore. It's okay if you build for TV. but you need to build creatives that are adapted to mobile devices. And that doesn't mean that you need to spend a lot of money and build content using snakes and iguanas by any means. This means that the budget that you have, you need to adapt it to the way people behave in our platform. So what will be the best way to adapt this budget? On Facebook, we have these 3 types of behavior for content: on the go, lean forward, and lean back. 70% of the times that we're using the platform, we're on the go, which means we're probably moving from one place to the other, and we're basically watching the phone with that amount of attention. When building campaigns for on the go or for people that are on the go, we need to build campaigns that last less than 10 seconds to take their attention and to try to send one message in those 10 seconds. Then 20% of the time, we're on what we say lean forward. Lean forward basically is every time we get our phones after having lunch in the bus, where we have a little more span of attention, and we can dedicate between 10 and 20 seconds to a different ad or creative that you're building. And then only 10% of the times we're using our behavior is lean back, which is we're already on bed and we get our phone and we're being able to watch things for a longer period of time. If we use the examples that we showed you before, an on-the-go content will be the guy that did these 6-second videos. A lean forward content will be the recipes from Rachel, and a lean back content will be the iguana and the snakes. What happens? Usually most of the brands generate content that it's lean back. So they're spending 90% of the budget for content that will only be fully seen 10% of the time. If you only have a budget to generate one ad, focus on the go, because that will have a higher impact, over 70% of the impressions that you will generate, which means build shorter content to generate a larger impact. This means that you need to build content that it's immediate. And I'm going to show some examples that you can build as a brand. Winston Churchill was really famous about saying, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. And this is really important because there's a misconception about short videos. It's about just editing a big idea. It's about having an asset that I created, a video, a 30-second video, and make it shorter. And actually, that's not the case. When you're building a shorter video or shorter content, you need to start from the brief. You need to think as the shorter video is your main goal. If you try to adapt a longer content to a shorter one, you will have a harder time doing that. I'm going to show you 3 examples. One from Apple. In this case, this is not probably the expensive part was building the idea, but building this ad was not expensive at all. Apple is playing here with the meta language, the art direction, and the motion to deliver the iPhone benefit. That's all they're saying. This is a 15-second ad. Here's one from Lysol that I love nowadays, that Lysol is so important in our lives. 3 seconds. Here's one from our fellow competitors from Google. Again, they're mimicking an experience and they're trying to show you what's the problem that they're solving in just 3 seconds. Building creatives for the way people navigate in our platforms. The second thing that I recommend is being immersive. Move people that have 10 to 5 minutes relaxing window and want to be entertained. So let's try to be that entertainer piece as a brand. And I'm going to show you an example from John Malkovich. This is something that we did about 2 years ago, but it's still relevant for us. Look how Squarespace came out with a dialogue between John Malkovich and a platform and generate something that was really boring into something exciting. So again, these are examples of experiences that you can build. Again, this is like I will say that this is the luxury portion, the one that requires like to generate more. But if you need to focus in short content, the examples from Lysol and from Google are the best ones. It's important to understand something. If you're looking for a formula, you came to the wrong place. There's no one formula to help you build assets for Facebook, for Instagram, for our platforms. But there are a lot of things that you can test because there are a lot of opportunities. You just need to be realistic. You need to know that you cannot do short videos. That's what 70 means. What we mean with this is, if you're building a campaign for Facebook, you need to have at least 2 short videos or 1 short video. But having a short video is what will make you win in our platform. And it's not because Facebook wants that. It's because the way people interact with our platforms will help you build a creative that help people stop while they're in the way to go to the top of the Statue of Liberty. Again, one of the mistakes that we make is that we think that building short videos is easier than building long ones because it's just a small portion, and that's not true. Building short videos it's a challenge, and it's a way for you to adapt not only your budget, but your idea to the way people interact with our platform. You don't need to, if you have an idea that has 3 messages, or if you have a product that has 7 different ways that you can sell it, this doesn't mean that you in a short video need to put all your benefits. Let's say that you're selling, I don't know, a shoe. You don't need to sell in 4 seconds that shoe has a great price, that's comfortable, and it's great for running. You need to build probably 3 or 4 short videos that explain each and every benefit of your product. Try to build different short videos for each benefit that you want to say. Each short video is an opportunity for you to interact with a client. Building 1 long video trying to say everything instead of saying 1 thing, you probably won't say none. So the main takeaways from a creative standpoint is creating for the speed of feed is building for the speed of people. This is not a recommendation based on what Facebook wants. This is a recommendation based on the way people interact with our platform. Building long videos is the same as building a long video in the I-95 highway. People will go by and probably won't see it. Here, you have the advantage that you are on a mobile device and you can personalize that experience to what people are looking for. Second, build for people where they are, not where they were, and how they are. On the go, lean forward and lean back. Trying to adapt a creative that it's already used in TV to our platform is not efficient. Try to build creative that adapt to the way people interact with our platforms. On the go, as I said, span of attention between 5 to 10 seconds. Lean forward, videos with a span of attention from 10 to 20 seconds. And lean back, longer videos, 1 minute to 2 minutes. But again, that shouldn't be the focus of your strategy. It should be a good to have, not a must. A must should be a short video. The third portion, it takes all the craft skills for you to know and developing new ones you don't. It doesn't mean that you need to know everything. It means that you need to have a mentality and a willingness to try new approaches and evolve new behavior. Believe me, probably most of the things that I'm recommending today will change in a matter of weeks, months, or years, but it will change. And at that moment, you will need to readapt again to be able to take the most advantage of this type of marketing campaigns. And last but not least is to play more. We don't have a recipe for you to win here. What we have is a mentality that will help you win, and we'll adapt whatever recommendations we have to the type of business or the type of product that you sell. This means that you probably are gonna fail. Yes, of course. 20% of your budget should be destined to testing, to play more, to failing and to fail fast for you to be able to find a new way to do the ads and to adapt to the way people interact with our platforms. Last but not least, in this presentation, I haven't talked about how to optimize campaigns, what's the technical part of a campaign, how to do targeting, how to do retargeting. It will take longer than 20 minutes to do that. But if from these presentations you take what type of creatives will work in your platform, you will have a lot of the way already done for you to then optimize campaigns and build campaigns that will adapt to your business objective. Last but not least, I want to share something. The difference between nowadays and 30 years ago is that you don't need to have millions of dollars on budget to target and compete with big brands. Nowadays, with Facebook, with digital marketing, you're able to compete and adapt your campaigns to your budget and not your budget to your campaigns. What I want to give you here are some tools to get the base from those budgets and to know that on Facebook, you're targeting people, you're not targeting devices. So you have the capacity to build campaigns that target the actual people that you want to, that are important for your business. In Facebook, we have one of our mottos is that this journey is 1% done. What we mean with this is that we are just starting to build new things for the new way that people are interacting with mobile devices and platforms. Facebook wants to be your tool, and by Facebook I mean Facebook family of apps, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus, for you to interact and connect with people. Our mission is to bring the world closer together, not only between people, but also between brand and people. If you're able to take advantage of this platform and build those campaigns, you're half there to build a great connection between you and your consumer. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias, Nicolás. Entendemos que la gente está preguntando por esta presentación. Desafortunadamente no es posible que les vamos a poder entregar esta presentación, pero por supuesto vamos a estar aquí a sus órdenes para responder las preguntas que necesiten a través del Q&A. Nico, gracias, excelente presentación de verdad. Gracias a Facebook por haber tomado nuestra iniciativa. Quisiera hacer una pausa tantito para explicarles por qué decidimos hacer esta presentación como webinar y no como meeting. El problema es que si tenemos a todo el mundo con sus videos y sus micrófonos abiertos, se pierde la calidad y nos pasan problemas técnicos como nos pasaron la vez pasada. Vamos a tener la oportunidad de abrir los micrófonos y abrir